Hear now the story from Mark chapter 5, verses 21 to 43. With the rising of the sun, Jesus and his disciples sailed back to the Jewish Galilean side of the sea. There on the beach was a huge crowd waiting for him. And the moderator of the Capernaum synagogue approached him. Now look here. The moderator, whose name was Jairus, knelt down before Jesus and urgently begged him, "My daughter is in the final stages of dying. Come and lay your hand upon her so that she can be healed and live." So Jesus went with him, and the crowd accompanied them and closed in around them. Now among them was a woman who had a chronic menstrual condition. For 12 years she had suffered the treatment of many physicians, had spent her wherewithal, yet without improvement, even growing worse. And when she heard that this was Jesus of Nazareth, she said to herself, "If I touch even the hem of his clothes, I will be made well." And so she approached him from behind just to touch his clothes. And immediately she was released from her condition and knew this by how she felt in her body. And immediately Jesus sensed that power had gone forth from him. And he turned around the crowd, saying, "Who touched my clothes?" And the disciples said, "Ha! Look at this crowd thronging about you, yet you say, 'Who touched me?'" But he searched for the one who did this. The woman was terrified and trembling. She knelt down before Jesus and told him the whole truth. And Jesus said, "My dear, my daughter, your faith has given you the opportunity for healing. Go in peace, and may you be spared from your suffering." And while he was still speaking, someone came up to the moderator and said, "Your daughter has passed away. Why trouble the rabbi at this point?" But ignoring this, Jesus said to the moderator, "Don't be afraid. Just trust me." And he wouldn't allow anyone to go with him except Peter the Rock, Jake, and Jake's brother John. Together they entered the moderator's house, and it was filled with people crying out and loudly wailing. And Jesus said, "Why do you distress yourselves and weep? The child is not dead, only sleeping." But they ridiculed him, so he drove them all out. And he took with him the father of the child and the mother who was already among those with Jesus. And together they went into the little girl's room, and Jesus sat down on her bed, took her by the hand and said, "Talitha kum," which means, "Little girl, get up." And immediately she got up. She started running all around. After all, she was 12 years old. And immediately they were all going out of their minds with joy. And Jesus was having to say, "Please don't say anything of what you know about this." And finally he said, "Oi, give her something to eat. Give her something to eat." Amen.